across the sea. She waits for me when she is sleeping. She dreams of me, and when I return, I'll give all my love to her and send her tears away. I sail the sea, I sing a song. The wind is whispering, it won't be long. Maybe it's the day I'll come home to her and stay across the sea where she waits for me. Her voice calls out to me like a white bird flying gracefully. I hear her voice, I see the sand. It won't be long till her only man is coming home again to stay always across the sea. She waits for me when she is dreaming. She thinks of me, and when I return, I'll give all my love to her and send her tears away. I sail the sea, I sing a song. My heart is wondering, will it be long? Maybe it's the day I'll come home to her and say I'll stay always. I'll stay always. I'll stay.
Well, we're set. The Maiden Voyage is just about to set sail to Menominee and Marinette, Michigan, and the owner of the Spirit of LaSalle cruise line here, Robert Rouleau. Nick Frymouth joining you from beautiful Stone Harbor Resort and Conference Center. Robert, tell us a little bit about Grandpa Woo before we set sail.
Well, it's a beautiful vessel, as you can see. It's going to be renamed the Spirit of LaSalle, 115 feet, does about 20 miles an hour, and we should be over there in a little over an hour.
Well, I suppose I better get the sunglasses out today. I see Robert is all set up, so I'm going to do so myself. It's a beautiful day. What do we have? May 17th?
Yes.
The Maiden Voyage. Now, this is a crew about 3. You have a captain and 2 first mates?
Right now, for ferrying, when we do weddings or any bigger parties, we'll probably have 5 on board for crew and captain.
Tell me about the process. Of course, this is something that has been in the works for a couple of years now, and it's come together all today. Tell me about the process of getting this baby on the water.
Long process, about 20 years of dreaming about doing it. A lot of legal headaches, permits, and jumped through a lot of hoops.
Tell me your story, Robert. How are you involved with the vessel? How are you involved in the shipping industry and everything?
Well, we come from a commercial fishing family. Been commercial fishing since 1826 on the Bay of Green Bay and Lake Michigan, and this is just kind of a natural fit.
Again, this is the owner of the Spirit LaSalle, Robert Rouleau, joining me just before we set sail. About how long is our maiden voyage going to be today?
Just over an hour.
Just over an hour. So we're about set. We're going to get on the boat. As you can hear, the engine is fired up, so let's go.
Prettier.
We've got the prettiest face on the boat here, Chuck Bucola from Latham Smith Lodge, and we're set. The boat is just about to leave the Stone Harbor Resort and Conference Center. And Chuck, this is your first opportunity, as it is for all of us, to get on the maiden voyage of the Spirit of LaSalle. Tell me about the excitement and your thoughts of the boat here so far.
I think this is a great opportunity for both communities, and the passengers will really enjoy the boat ride. It's not too long and not too short, so you can't get them real bored.
Chuck, this is something Sturgeon Bay is not too familiar with, a ferry boat from Sturgeon Bay. Can you tell me, do you know a little bit of the history or anything that has been happening in Sturgeon Bay in the past? Is this the first ferry ever?
I don't know if it's the first ferry ever. There may have been some back in the early 1900s or so, but I'm not positive about that. I think it's a great idea. It cuts off a 3-hour road trip each direction, and that's in today's car times.
Especially with the gas prices. We're at $3.49, $3.40 right now?
You bet, you bet.
So we're looking forward to a great trip. Did you bring your wife along? Is Mary here?
No, she has to tend the store.
Someone has to work.
Yes. I hope that this progresses into like a car ferry, because with the cost of gasoline and so forth, it should be a great hit, plus the 3 hours of time that you save and not having to go all the way around.
Absolutely. Chuck, thanks for joining us. That's Chuck Bucola from Latham Smith Lodge, and let's just take a tour here, shall we, of the Maiden Voyage. Of course, you can see out to the side here, we've got Applebee's in the back, and we're talking, of course, over the PA address announcer here for the evening, but the old bridge, the railroad trestle there with some fishing going on as well, and the boat has been untied. We're actually moving here, I guess, and Nancy Burt sneaking through. We have Steve Burtz and Tom Vogley here, and Tom, the new mayor of Sturgeon Bay. Welcome, first of all. Thanks for joining us on the Maiden Voyage.
Thank you, thank you.
Tom, it's been a very busy couple of weeks for you. It's appearance after appearance, Plan Commission, City Council. Now today you get to make a fun ride on the Maiden Voyage here. Tell us your thoughts so far.
Well, I think it's a great idea. You know, right from the get-go when I was running for election, Roger had mentioned that this was going to be happening, and I said we need to make this an event for the city, and I said whether I win or not, I want to be on that first Maiden Voyage, and I just love the entrepreneurial spirit, someone willing to take that risk, and I just hope that both sides, both in Sturgeon Bay and Marinette and Menominee, they support this.
Well, I hope you have your sea legs, because we started moving here already, and as you can see, we're getting away from the shore. Now Stone Harbor is behind us, Tom, but this is an opportunity for businesses to come together and network on this Maiden Voyage. How important is it to get this, like you said, this entrepreneurial spirit together, working together, like minds talking on this trip?
Well, I think it's excellent. People need to be talking. People need to be dreaming about what this can create, and this is just some really good synergy. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody on the way over. Hopefully, it won't be too rough on the way over there, or we'll all be at the end of the bow, you know, which wouldn't be too good. But
I did see a few pails back there, so if we need to, we can quickly run. But the inside here, Tom, we're in the main cabin, and we've got the nice bar here behind us, and it's fully carpeted, and this is a really nice boat. Can you kind of describe it for us?
Yeah, it's really a classy boat. They've done a really nice job of carpeting in it. I see we have couches and leather couches and chairs and tables, and the tables don't even look like they're secured down, so they must be expecting a nice smooth trip over here. There's a bar here at the end. I see some coffee down on the end. Very, very comfortable ride. It's going to be great.
Well, they call it the Grandpa Woo, and Tom, we're so glad to have you. Welcome to the Maiden Voyage.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, that's new Mayor Tom Vogley, and we're going to make our way around the room here, talking to different business owners here in Sturgeon Bay and in Door County. And I see Ron Trimberger is here from Door County Interiors. Ron Trimber, a business owner just outside of Sturgeon Bay. You now have an opportunity to get your sea legs underneath you, and it looks like we're moving pretty fast already.
Yes, we were just talking to one of the captains here, Joe Renard, and he's an old buddy of mine from Renard Cheese Factory.
Wonderful.
And
Joe, stand up. Come on, get your time in the spotlight.
Yeah. Wait, show us your turn around.
Face the camera here. And this is Captain Joe Renard. It says it on his shirt. But
glad to meet you.
Tell me a little bit about your Captain Joe Renard. Do you know a lot about this ship?
Not too much about the ship. I used to have my own business years ago. It was called the Lollipop Boat Tours, and I did the sightseeing in the Sturgeon Bay area. But this ship was just acquired this spring by the owner, and he needed some captains, and I did this for 21 years. So
you are one of the 3 or 4 captains they have in rotation. Does that sound right?
That is correct. Yeah.
Now tell me about your summer schedule, and I know this is an opportunity for a lot of tourists and business owners to come and enjoy, but how often are you running this ship?
The ship will be ran 7 days a week, and each captain can put in as many hours as they want. Normally it'll probably be 40. When I had my own business, I was running 7 days a week.
Well, we're going to talk a lot with Captain Joseph Renard in just a few minutes, but I want to talk to...
One question, too, for our captain here, or one of the captains, I should say. He's not the captain today, but Joe, you know, the Titanic on its maiden voyage hit an iceberg. Can you assure me there's no icebergs out there?
No.
We've already been jinxed. This is going to be a rough one. I can already tell, folks. Well, Ron, tell me a little bit about your opportunity to come here on the Maiden Voyage. Is this something you've been looking forward to?
Oh, yeah. We're boaters, and I think, you know, that's one of the main reasons we live in Door County and have always, you know, had a place in Door County because we just love the water and boating and, you know, from the different aspects of it. And when we had this opportunity, Maiden Voyage, and last night, in fact, when we were out with 3 other couples, they said, "You get to go on that Maiden Voyage? We'd love to go on that." And so this is really, you know, memorable. And, you know, Marinette, Menominee just is a wonderful city. You know, their plan, you know, of, you know, having this cruise ship go over there and visitors, and they have free bikes over there that you can use around the city, and we go over there with our boat and that, but we're going to be going this summer different times with this boat too, just to, you know, be part of the neighborhood.
How long does the trip take you on your personal craft from Sturgeon Bay to Marinette?
On my sailboat, Carol said it would take forever, and now this year I switched to a power boat, and in the interest of saving fuel and just going at cruise speed and that, it'll take me about, I'd say 2 hours. And Joe, how long will it take us?
To get across on a calm day with a small boat, it'd probably take about, I think you can do it in about 20 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes on a fast speed boat.
Oh, fast speed.
I'm talking a speed boat, not a regular boat, you know.
How many miles is the trip?
I think across it's approximately between 12 and 16 miles across. But it's a short trip. It's not a short, but it'll be a nice cruise.
Well, gentlemen,
I'll enjoy it.
I appreciate your time. We're also, I see Carol Trimberger's back here as well, also from Door County Interiors, and she's actually the author of a cookbook that's available now in Door County, so check that out at Door County Interiors. We're going to continue around our vessel here, the Maiden Voyage of the Spirit of LaSalle, and taking a look through, and as a matter of fact, it looks like Poos is here. We want to talk to Poos Corner. George is here, and this is you're a big sailor. I've had a chance, and I've got to admit, I've been to Poos a few times. You're a sailor, you're big into this. Is this an exciting opportunity for you?
Oh yeah, it'll be a good time. It's just like over there. There's characters on both sides.
Absolutely. Now, you're looking out here beyond the windows. What are we looking at? Can you tell us?
This is right before the park entrance, Potawatomi Park.
George, can you tell me a little bit about your experience? Now, am I true? Do you have a sailboat, or have you sailed before?
Oh, a couple times.
A couple times. You don't want to admit too much. That's George from Poos Corner. He's a little bit bashful. We're going to continue to walk around the rest of our boat here. We'll take a tour here as Laddie Chapman is working on our camera today, and we'll make our way all the way to the back of the boat, and they've got coffee set up for our folks on the Maiden Voyage today. And then you can make our way outside, or we can stay inside, and we're going to give the rest of the tour in just a few minutes. Again, it's the Maiden Voyage of the Spirit of LaSalle. Well, we're leaving Sturgeon Bay, and you can see Bay Shipbuilding is just beyond our view, and we're now getting up to Potawatomi State Park on our right side. And the day is absolutely beautiful. We've been really lucky to have great weather here. It was 20 to 25 mile per hour winds yesterday. Not the case today. It's 10 to 15 miles per hour heading north-northwest. And we're all set, folks. This is going to be a wonderful voyage. There's TV camera and crews from Green Bay, and this is actually a pretty big media event for Door County. Of course, the Maiden Voyage is a real big deal. It's been talked about and now being videotaped. As you can see coming up here on our left, we're getting close to, what do we have up there?
I have no idea.
You know, it's the old rock quarry, I believe. Well, the old rock quarry is coming up here on our left-hand side, but I'm visiting with Nancy Burtz, the manager of the Stone Harbor Resort and Conference Center, and this has been just a wonderful opportunity for Stone Harbor. You're going to be catering today's meal. Tell me about the business opportunity for Stone Harbor.
Oh, it's just fantastic. We're so excited about the boat being here and all the opportunity. We're booking private parties, weddings, rehearsal dinners, tour, like dinner cruises, that sort of thing. We also are going to take care of the concert cruises. Very exciting.
Well, the concert cruises, that's going to be starting in about a month or two now. Is that going to include some entertainment as well?
Yeah, wonderful entertainment from all over Door County and the whole state, actually.
Nancy Birds is again part of Stone Harbor Resort and Conference Center, and this is a day that you've been preparing all morning for. I'm sure Steve Birds, the chef, your husband. What is for lunch today?
Tenderloin sandwiches, some pasta salads, mixed greens, and of course some wonderful array of desserts.
Good deal. Now, you've been working hard with Dan Mathine, the Vice President of Operations, and Robert Rulo, the owner here on Grandpa Woo in the Spirit of LaSalle. How has it been working through, and have you had any difficulties or challenges?
No, it's been so easy. It almost seems like we're all waiting for the ball to drop or something. It's been wonderful. It's a great relationship.
Well, Nancy, good to see you, and thanks for joining us.
Have fun.
All right, senior deckhand Megan joining me here as we're leaving Sturgeon Bay. Now, you've been a part of this Grandpa Woo boat in the Spirit of LaSalle for a whole 1 hour or maybe 40 minutes now, but you have a lot of experience on boats. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, actually, I started with the Grandpa Woo boat a year ago on Lake Superior, and I traveled with them down south to Mobile, where we spent the winter. And so done lots of cruises, corporate outings, weddings, private parties, and so it's a great experience. It's a good lifestyle to live for short periods of time.
I'm sure. Now, are you a college student, or how do you get involved in this?
Yep. Well, the Grandpa Woo, actually, their owners require a 2-year minimum for college, and so all of us current crew have college education. I go to University of Minnesota Duluth. I'm a finance major there, and so I just decided to take a year off school and travel a little bit.
Wow, so a finance major being a deckhand, how do those two come together?
Well, my first role was actually cruise coordinator and office manager for the boat. I did a lot of scheduling and public relations, a little bit of marketing, and now it's both. Actually, the senior deckhand is the new captain of the Spirit LaSalle, Michael, and so I took his spot, considering Pam, the new cruise coordinator for the Spirit of LaSalle, took my job. So just in the last 2 months, I've moved more to a deckhand from office duties. But the nice thing about being on the boat is you do everything from cleaning toilets, which isn't that great, but deckhand people, we do lines as far as washing the boat, talking to people, and meet so many interesting people.
Tell me about the typical party or the typical group. Is there a typical?
There is a typical. Our summer season on Lake Superior, which is I think what the majority of the visitors on the Spirit of LaSalle will have, is going to be families, more touristy people that are going to love just to see the area and explore all the natural beauty. And I don't know. I really think that that this business is going to go pretty far as long as they keep the the corporate outings and the wedding parties and dinner parties and things like that. It'll be a really good big success.
Well, it sounds like a great job that you have here. I'm a little bit jealous. I'm not going to lie, but thanks for talking with us. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
All right. And now Captain Carl Sherman joining me from the Spirit of LaSalle. And can you tell me a little bit about the boat? I know you've got probably the second most experience on here today.
Yeah, I've been here for, I guess, 6 years with the family running this boat. This boat was originally built in 1978. It was a crew boat that worked out of Louisiana, ferrying oil workers out to the rigs and back. And then in 1986, it was bought by the McLean family down in near Mobile, Alabama, and they converted it into the yacht that it is today.
Okay.
And then the Captain Dana Collars and his wife Chanae bought the boat in 1997, and they've been running it now for 10 years. We do cruises up in the summer on Lake Superior, out of Beaver Bay, Minnesota, to Split Rock Lighthouse and Palisade Head. And then in the winter, we spend about 6 months down on the Gulf Coast, cruises out of Mobile and Pensacola. And we do weddings, corporate cruises, cocktail parties.
Sounds like a pretty rough life.
It's a rough life, but someone has to do it, right?
Tell me a little bit about the mechanics of the boat. What size engine are we working off here today?
Okay, well, we have 3 propellers, so 3 engines. The outside propellers are run by Detroit 1271 turbos. So they're the big power engines.
Okay.
And then our center engine is a John Deere 450. It's a 4-stroke, 6-cylinder. and it has about 450 horsepower. So the John Deeres have about 600, 650 each. I guess we're working with about 1,600, 1,700 horsepower, which can make this boat go about 20 knots, which 22 miles an hour.
And that's maximum speed. What is cruising speed?
Cruising speed for us is about 10 miles an hour. At that rate, we can cruise just off the John Deere, and we can get an efficiency of about 8 to 9 gallons per hour, which is nice because boats like this measure their fuel consumption in gallons per mile, and at that point, or with that rate, we can measure ours in miles per gallon.
Now, this is the maiden voyage, of course, but you are going to take quite a few trips this summer. Do you have a number for me? How many trips are actually going to be made with the Spirit of LaSalle and the Grandpa Woo?
Well, I think I'm not going to be involved with the Spirit of LaSalle this summer myself, so Captain Michael might be the guy to answer that question. But I think that they're going to make about 4 trips a day with this boat, and I think they're going to have a 4-month season. It's going to run all summer, 7 days a week, so I guess we just have to do the math.
Well, Captain Carl, I'm sure I wouldn't be the first person you saved if we had to throw some life vessels out, but I appreciate you being here and keeping us safe on the maiden voyage.
Thanks, Nick.
All right. We also have Door County Economic Development Corporation's Bill Schudweier here, the Executive Director with the DC EDC, and well, the annual meeting is over. You have some time to relax, and what a way to do it, spending your business day out here on Green Bay.
It doesn't get much better than this, Nick. I sure appreciate the invitation to be here, and you picked a good day to do this. You guys are pretty powerful.
We got lucky. Nancy Burt's actually told me that she's never run a crew or a wedding that it's rained on or it's been inclement weather, so I think we got to thank Nancy.
She just probably skunked herself on that with that promise.
You're probably right. Well, the DC EDC, now did you have your hands on getting this cruise line going?
We met with the proprietors of this business early on, and were very encouraging. Provided a lot of information about suggestions about how to do it, who to contact, what kind of approvals they were going to need. So yes, we were very happy to support this and encourage them to do it.
What kind of financial commitment was made here? Do you know?
I'm not at liberty to talk about that.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
As we get ready to, well, I guess about 45 minutes away for getting off here to Marinette Menominee, what do you expect to see on the other side?
Well, I look forward to meeting their community and business leaders and starting a stronger sister city relationship right here in northeast Wisconsin. I think this is a great thing, and it's going to bring these communities stronger and closer together. You know, we're already connected in many ways, sharing a body of water, sharing a shipbuilding tradition, and this is a nice step in enhancing those kind of past relationships.
What kind of tourists will this draw? Do you think this is going to be something that will have first-time visitors to Door County, or maybe more frequent visitors coming over on this?
You know, that's a good question, Nick. You know, we'll be able to better answer that probably in a couple of months, but that is certainly the hope, and I am confident it is going to be a nice attraction. It's something for very interesting to do, to see a beautiful you know, part of the world and experience in a way that you know, it's for many people it's very special. So I think it's going to be very successful. I think it's going to attract a lot of visitors and to both communities.
Bill Schudweier from the Door County Economic Development Corporation here, and is this the first venture like this in Door County?
That's a good question. Certainly there have been local tour organizations in the past, and but as far as a you know, connecting you know, intrastate communities, I think we have to go back a long ways. Yep. Probably to the 50s and 60s, when there was a ferry line, a ferry service, a passenger ferry service.
I think you're right. Now, have you heard anything about a car ferry? Is there something in the works for that?
I've not heard anything about that.
I'm trying to start something here today. Again,
well, let's see if this works, and then we'll talk about that next year.
Fair enough. I know Algoma is also working on a possible ferry, I think to Frankfort, Michigan, and I believe they're in the very infant stages there, but this one is off the ground and running, and thank you for all of your help, and it was good to see you here.
Well, I commend the owners here. I'm very proud of them to launch it, and we wish them the best of luck.
Bill Schudweier, thank you very much. Well, Amit Grail is also here, and Amit Grail is now the chair of the City Plan Commission for the City of Sturgeon Bay. And Amit, such a beautiful day to be here. Now, you've got some airtime for different programs on the Public Access Channel, but here we are again.
Yes.
And tell me about your excitement leading up to today.
Well, the minute I heard that we were going to have this ferry going back from Marinette to Sturgeon Bay, I was pretty excited because it was always kind of a dream to get on a boat and go across instead of driving all the way around. And I've always loved the Washington Island ferry ride, that even just recreationally to go across for the day. This is a big asset to the community.
Are you a boater? Do you have your sea legs?
I like boating. I seem to get out once or twice a year. I have a kayak.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
This is a little bigger than a kayak.
A little bigger. I never made it to Marinette on my kayak. Okay. So, yes. So I value this boat.
We could tie a rope on the back and maybe help you out next time. That'd be kind of fun in the back.
That would be kind of fun. It would.
Ami Grail again, the chair of the City Plan Commission in Sturgeon Bay, and as we look around, it's just a who's who in Sturgeon Bay and in Door County. It's so neat to see businesses coming together, talking, networking. This is a great opportunity.
It is. It is. It will put us all together, and we're here for an hour and 10-minute ride, and it's great to catch up on what's going on in the community. It's nice to see so many people participating. Thank you.
Finally,
thank you, Door County Daily News, for putting this on. Yeah.
Last question for you. What's your initial impression of the boat? You've been downstairs, you've been upstairs. What's your impression?
It's really luxury. I was surprised at how lovely the quarters are downstairs. And then the ability to come out and stand in the sunshine and with the wind blowing, it's really, it's a great accommodation.
Thank you for joining us, Ami.
Thank you, Nick.
We also have president of DoorCountyDailyNews.com and the radio stations on the boat, and Roger Utnamer is here, and we have the staff, including Brian Sonnenberg and Karen Clement here as well. And this is just, again, a great networking opportunity, and we'll continue to talk with more people as we cross our way over to Marinette and Menominee.
All right, Karen Clement here on the Spirit of LaSalle, joined by owner of Witt Peninsula Ford, Lincoln Mercury, Joe Witt. It's great to be here, isn't it? Such a beautiful day today.
You couldn't ask for better weather. It's really great. It's fun to be out here, great atmosphere, and this should be good business for Door County. It should increase the business.
Yeah, and that's just something I was just going to ask you is, what do you think the Spirit of LaSalle is going to do for Witt Peninsula Ford, Lincoln Mercury?
Well, I don't know how much it's going to really help Witt Peninsula Ford, but what it'll do is it'll help local businesses, local economy, which will in turn always help all the other businesses in the area too, because it'll bring money into the area.
Joe Witt's also one of our guests on the sports page that we broadcast from the Ladder House on Monday, and I bet you're pretty excited to go over to Menominee and talk to everyone there about their sports perspectives.
Well, sports, other than cars, sports is a pretty big part of my life, so I love talking about sports, so that's always going to be a discussion wherever I'm at.
All right, well, it's great to have you here. I'm glad you could join us today.
Thanks.
That's Joe Witt from Witt Peninsula Ford, Lincoln Mercury. We'll be back to talk with some more of our guests here throughout the afternoon.
What are you going to ask me?
All right, Brian Sonnenberg, one of our top salesmen at the radio stations of DoorCountyDailyNews.com. I bet you've been anticipating this trip for quite some time, Brian?
Yeah, we're actually looking forward to it, getting over to Menominee and Marinette, seeing what those communities are actually like, and then possibly helping some businesses out there advertise over in Sturgeon Bay as well.
Brian's also the host of the Shopping Show, which broadcasts on Saturdays, also every day of the week on WRLU. And any contacts have you made over there in Menominee and prospects to get on the Shopping Show? Because I know that's one thing that we're going to try to do as well.
Yeah, not yet, but I think the Shopping Show would be great for any business over there because it'll allow Sturgeon Bay residents to buy certificates to businesses over there, and they'll have a reason to go over to Menominee and Marinette with those certificates. So I think it's a great opportunity for businesses over there to help out Sturgeon Bay and vice versa.
Have you ever been over there before?
Never been over there, so looking forward to it.
All right, thanks for joining me, Brian.
Thank you, Karen.
Brian Sonnenberg, one of our top sales guys that were at the radio stations of DoorCountyDailyNews.com, also sports broadcaster and host of the Shopping Show.
AJ Frank.
Joining us now is AJ Frank from Door County Trolleys. Nice to have you here with us.
Yes, thanks. Great day. Low
Absolutely.
winds. Yes.
I agree. It's not too cold.
No, not at all. It's a great day out here.
Well, what a great opportunity for you as well, this whole Spirit of LaSalle thing going back and forth from Menominee to Marinette. What are your predictions?
I think it's going to do very well, and we're hoping on it because we're actually doing a tour just for these guests. It's called our Jewel of the Door Tour. We're 6 days a week. We're going to pick the guests up here at Stone Harbor Resort, take them on a 5-hour tour of Door County, hit some of the great lighthouses, wineries, retail shopping, a scenic lunch. So we're banking that it's going to be successful, and we have a tour set up for the guests that come over here from Menominee over to Door County. We want to show them a little piece of our peninsula.
All right, so you also offer, special private parties, things like that?
Absolutely, do all that type of stuff, weddings, family reunions, ghost tours, lighthouse tours, so we do a lot of different things for multitude groups that they bring over as well.
I know plenty of people are looking forward to the summer and the Spirit of LaSalle, and I hope that you get reservations booked up for Door County Trolleys as well.
We do too. We do too.
Right.
Thanks for
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks.
It's Door County Trolleys joining us today. Also, we've got Patty Ponders from the Door Community Auditorium. Welcome back. I know it's not quite Italy weather here in Door
but
County.
It's wonderful.
Patty just got back from vacation in Italy, but we're so happy to have you back here in Door County. We missed you when you were gone, Patty.
Thanks, Karen. Thanks, but it's good to be back. I had a great trip, but it's nice to be home.
Good. Well, can you talk a little bit about what you think the Spirit of LaSalle is going to do for Door County, specifically the Door Community Auditorium?
Well, what I'm looking forward to, Karen, is doing some cooperative marketing with Marinette Menominee. It's actually where I have family, so I know the area very, very well. But I'd like to see groups come over and take the trolley over to the auditorium and take advantage of some of our shows as groups. We do give a group discount for groups coming over to the auditorium for tickets. So that's what I'm here for. I think the cooperation, the history between Door County and Marinette Menominee is huge. This has been a cooperative transportation across the ice, across the water from the 1800s. So I see this as a renewal of what went on over 100 years ago. I think it's just great. So I'm looking forward to doing some work with the companies in Marinette, some of the travel groups.
Well, we know about and that's the next question I wanted to ask you, is we know all about the arts and entertainment community in Door County and how it's so rich. What do we know about Menominee and Marinette? I mean, are they such a thriving arts community as well?
I don't believe that they are. Marinette and Menominee has always been more of a residential community, not as much of a resort destination as we are here. Of course, as I said, I have a long history of my entire life spending summers in Marinette Menominee with family. So it's more of a stable community, and I think that's even more important for Door County because they will have access to us. They don't have the arts community, they don't have the theater, they don't have what we have here. Of course, they have some community activities, but not the number of opportunities that we have in Door County. And this is going to literally open, quote unquote, the door for them to come and partake of what we do have, the opportunities.
It's so exciting to hear about the potential that the Spirit of LaSalle Ferry has in Door County. I mean, we just talked to Door County Trolleys. I mean, that's a great opportunity. Sunset Cruises. I think so many people are anticipating this summer and what could happen. You've got to plug the upcoming shows at the Door Community Auditorium.
Oh my God, we are so excited, Karen. We opened ticket sales to everyone on Tuesday, the 15th, a couple days ago, and tickets are unbelievable. We are so excited over this season. The American Bandstand featuring Fabian and Bobby V. Tickets are going so fast on that. I can't believe it. And I actually have a group coming from Marinette Menominee, a bus group of 50 coming for that show. And that's what I'm looking forward to doing more of. And also the Tom and Dick Smothers show, huge.
I want to see that one.
Oh my God, tickets are just flying out. And we're so thrilled to have Roseanne Cash coming back. We're just so grateful, and she's doing a great job for us. We're delighted. Mary Wilson of the Supremes. We have something for everybody. The Peking Acrobats will be a great family show, an hour earlier than normal. So I'm really encouraging people to get on the phone or stop by the auditorium because tickets are really selling fast this year.
Well, I have to say I am truly looking forward to this summer, and I hope to talk to you in a few weeks, maybe a month, to see how this has really worked out for the Door Community Auditorium.
Thanks so much. Thanks
Patty.
so much, Karen.
Patty Ponders, the Marketing and Public Relations Manager at Door Community Auditorium. Now joining us, Griff Gutch from May Realty. Great to have you here. I'm glad you can join us today.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a beautiful day.
Did you get a chance to look around the boat?
I did. It's very nice. It's laid out very well. Everyone's going to be comfortable, and I think it's a nice little something to do on a weekend, to cruise over and check out another city, and it's very nice.
Now, have you ever been over to Marinette and Menominee?
I haven't been over here in several years. A long time ago, the Legion ball team used to play over here. That's the last time I've actually been over, so you can tell it's been a while.
What is the Spirit of LaSalle, if anything? What does it mean to you being a realtor of May Realty?
Well, I think it's a good way for us to also go over and see what goes on over in Menominee and Marinette, but also for people over there that might be interested in that the tourism and the people that come through town, the amount of traffic, it's a good opportunity to invest in Sturgeon Bay and Door County.
Can you talk a little bit about the market here in Door County? What do we offer? What's on the market? What's booming now?
Well, as you know, it's a big second home community, so you have a lot of that, so that always stays high. There's not a real downfall in that. What we have right now is a lot of inventory, so if you're interested in purchasing homes, right now is a wonderful time to do that because there's a lot of inventory, and of course the interest rates are still very low. It's just a good time to buy a house.
All right, that sounds good. Thanks for joining us today on the Spirit of LaSalle.
Thanks.
Griff Gutch from the from May Realty here in Sturgeon Bay and Door County. Looking forward to all the opportunities that lie ahead for Menominee, Michigan and Marinette here. Joining us now, it's MJ from Stone Harbor Resort and Conference Center. Hi, thanks for joining us. I know you're a regular on our radio station.
Absolutely. What a great day this is out here.
Yeah, I saw you enjoying yourself, basking in the sun here.
Absolutely.
Well, talk a little bit about how, what you were looking forward to, and you get to look at the ferry lined up right outside your window every day.
Right, it's going to be docked right out by our pool at Stone Harbor, and Stone Harbor is going to be catering rehearsal dinners, small weddings. We're going to be doing concerts out here, dinner cruises, so it should be great.
Well, generally those events are pretty popular at Stone Harbor themselves. What an awesome opportunity to do this on the water.
Absolutely, because we usually have at least 1 or 2 weddings every weekend, so now we have another choice for them to have their wedding, and what could be better than this?
Absolutely. Nancy's going to have to do some hiring and get some more staff on hand.
All of the college kids will be coming back soon.
Definitely. Do we know anything about any of the entertainment? I mean, is that a piece that we hope to incorporate with the ferries as well?
Yes, I've heard that they're going to do dinner cruises, and it'll probably be the same bands that we rotate in the bar. So it'll be the ones that we have on weekends rotating out here.
All right.
So a great venue for them too.
Absolutely. And MJ's, you can see her in the pub area enjoying the live music almost every weekend as well. MJ, one of our favorite waitresses at Stone Harbor Resort and Conference Center. Thanks for joining us. Again, that's MJ from Stone Harbor Resort and Conference Center. Now it's Dennis Anschutz from the Razor's Edge Barbershop. Glad we can get you on, Dennis. The buck bagging barber, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. No bucks over the last 2 years since I got that name.
No, we'll have to call you Jedi Denny again.
That's right.
We'll talk about some of the things that you've been able to look at and see since we left Stone Harbor today.
Well, for the people that don't get out on the Sturgeon Bay side or the Green Bay side, I mean, you see Sawyer Harbor, you see the park, you see Potawatomi Tower, all along Bay Shore there. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. We got a beautiful day. The weather is beautiful. Now we're getting close. You can see across the bay. It's just nice. Very, very nice.
Well, I know that you are always so busy at Razor's Edge, and I can't believe you got away today.
I wish I'd have took Misty now instead. We should have closed because it's well worth the trip.
Absolutely. Well, if you're in Marinette or Menominee, need a haircut, make sure you stop by Razor's Edge Barbershop. You can get your latest gossip on the hunting season. Of course, I should mention Denny's one of our co-hosts on the Deer Hunters Roundup with Nick Frymouth that they do every deer season. And boy, this last season was just so successful with you and Nick doing that show.
Yeah, it was very good. We got a lot of compliments on it, and a lot of people were listening.
Well, why is it that we chose you to be the co-host, Denny?
I don't know. I got to know Nick, and he knows at the barbershop we have a lot of stuff in there, and everybody talks deer hunting and fishing, and it's kind of an old traditional barbershop.
Well, what do you have on the schedule for fishing this season?
Well, in a couple of weeks we'll start salmon fishing. We got the bass tournament coming up this weekend, and as you've seen as we went out, there's people fishing all over. There's bass boats all over, and those are very, very expensive boats, big dollar boats. And like I said, in 2-3 weeks now the salmon fishing will start, and the season's going to start.
All right. Well, again, if you go into Razor's Edge Barbershop, you'll see we've got all the mounts on the walls. You've got fish. It's also a great central headquarters to get your gossip on, who bagged which buck and who's got the biggest catch. So really, I think the whole stereotype of the barbershop gossip really holds true at Razor's Edge, and you hear a lot of neat stories at the Razor's Edge.
Yes, you do.
All right, thanks for joining us, Denny.
You betcha, thank you.
That's Dennis Anschutz. He's the owner of Razor's Edge Barbershop in Sturgeon Bay, and again, you want to hear about who bagged the biggest bucks or who's catching the fish, head into Razor's Edge. Lori Desjardins from the Cleaners, which is right next door from Dennis and Schutz. And I'm glad that you can make it here today too. Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here. We'll talk about some of the things that you've seen and you've been able to notice. Did you get a chance to look around today?
Oh, look around, the view is just gorgeous. I mean, it's gorgeous. Beautiful day, sunny, you know, hardly any wind. I mean, it's nice.
All right, and we've got Sheila from Door County Charm. I think you are Misty and Schutz's mother-in-law.
Yes, I
okay,
am.
So we've got a big circle here. Door County Charm, a relatively new store that opened up. Talk about what your store has to offer.
We have to offer for everyone is unique home decor, silk arrangements, custom silk arrangements, any decor that anyone is looking for.
All right. Well, it's a relatively new store. I think I understand that correctly. Are there some things that set you apart from the other stores here in Sturgeon Bay or Door County?
I think the silk flowers and the custom arrangements is a demand that we don't have here in Door County, and it seems to, we opened November 17th, and it seems to be a great draw for us.
All right. Do you think you're going to make it back on the Spirit of LaSalle this summer?
Oh yes, this is wonderful.
Hopefully you can bring your kids and your grandkids.
Oh, that would be awesome. They'd love it.
What about you? You're going to make it back on the ferry this summer?
Yeah, it's a for sure thing.
I bring the family?
Nice and relaxing. Oh yeah. Bring
right.
the kids and family and friends. You bet.
All right. Thanks for joining us, ladies.
Thank you.
Lori Desjardins from the Dry Cleaners in Sturgeon Bay. Also, Sheila from Door County Charm, a new store that's opened up here in Door County. Head in there for your home deco. That's going to do it for us right now. We're going to throw things. We'll be back to talk more with the guests here on the Spirit of LaSalle ferry later on.
Nick Frymuth joining you here again as we're closing in on Marinette and Menominee, and Captain Michael Dory joining us now, and we're going to talk a little bit about what we see up front here as we're on the bow.
Yes, sir.
I got some terminology correct?
You're doing very well so far.
Okay, so far so good. Tell me about what we're looking at here. There's a lot of stuff to look at.
Well, of course, the bow area is a spot where people like to be on a day like today, feel the wind in their hair. And what you see up here, of course, you can see the pilot house. You can see Captain Dana Collars up there with his binoculars and getting a good view. Up here we see life rafts. These are 50-man life rafts. Of course, the Coast Guard inspects the vessel, and we like to keep up to par and keep everything safe. Of course, we got benches for our passengers, that escape hatches and the likes, things that are quite common on ships this size.
Captain, can you tell me a little bit about a vessel safety check? How often are they done, and what goes into a vessel safety check?
Well, we train the crew, and we inspect the vessel regularly, daily, weekly. We're constantly, safety is of our utmost concern. The Coast Guard boards the vessel at least once a year and does a top-to-bottom mechanical inspection, and they inspect our safety equipment, our safety devices, and they also test and make sure that the crew is properly trained in order to handle any type of emergency situation.
Tell me about your experience so far on the boat.
My experience has been top-notch. I've lived and worked on the boat for 2 years now, and I've got nothing but great things. It's been a wonderful experience. The boat itself is an event. We're going to be running the ferry service from one side to the other, but we like to think that the boat itself is a destination. We like to make people feel comfortable, enjoy the ride. We have a good time.
Captain Dory, if you would, just follow me up to the front here, and we're going to get a real good look at what we're closing in on. If you could kind of give us a left to right examination of the shore.
Well, of course, as we come in, you'll see off to the left is Marinette, Wisconsin, and off to our right is, of course, Menominee, Michigan. We see Green Island off here to the right, off to the starboard side. And in a few moments, we'll get to see more of the downtown Menominee waterfront, and we'll make our way into the Menominee River and into our berth.
Tell us about how fast we're going here.
A moment ago, I was in the pilot house, and we were doing about 15 knots.
15 knots, that's about cruising speed. And as we approach, what is the estimated time of travel or journey?
We're looking at about an hour and 15 to an hour and 30 minutes from dock to dock, giving us a few moments for securing the lines and getting the passenger ramp all situated. So it should be about an hour and a half.
All right. Before I let you go, I want to ask you a little bit about our captain, who's on the PA address, and also Bob Rulo, the owner here. What's it like working for Spirit of LaSalle?
It's been great so far. Bob's a top-notch businessman, and his business manager, Dan Mathine, they've been quite welcoming to me as one of the crew members and captains that will go from the Grandpa Wu staff and work for Spirit of LaSalle. and I'm really excited to be here. This is my first time in the Sturgeon Bay area, and I like what I see so far.
Well, there's going to be some kids that are admiring you right now as they watch this program on television, saying, "Boy, how do we get to do what he's doing? A captain of a vessel like this. How did you get to where you are?"
Just a lot of hard work and training, and just boarding a vessel like this. And you start out as a deckhand, and you start out washing the boat and doing those types of things, and then you study up on a lot of different things and get great people such as Captain Dana, who kind of took me under his wing and has really been instrumental in training me and helping me through my licensing and studying process in order to get my license, and I couldn't have done it without him.
Was there a lot of schooling?
It's a lot of studying, of course, a lot of book work and chart work and those types of things, but obviously it's very useful information.
Absolutely. Captain Michael says pay your dues and you could end up here anywhere on a boat, truly, if your heart's in it.
Yes, sir, that's right. And we love what we do. We love being on the water just like anybody else, and it shows. You come see us on the boat, we're just happy to be running just like anybody else.
Last question for you, Captain Michael, before we let you go. As we look out here, it's pretty calm. Now, what if we had some whitecaps on the bay? Would this be an extremely rough ride?
There are situations that could arise, but there are things we can do. We can tack our course and try and take the waves the best we can. And being in the bay, we are fairly protected, but there are situations where it may get a little bumpy.
Well, we appreciate your time, and thanks for having us on the Spirit of LaSalle.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for being aboard, and hopefully enough people see this and they come ride with us.
Absolutely. That's Captain Michael. As you see, we've got some personal craft flying through the air as well, not just in the water. We've got an airplane that's been kind of swirling around us all day here. It's waving and taking pictures as Laddie gets him just above the red flag here, just out in front of us. And it's been a pretty neat afternoon for people in the air and people on the water. So we've had a chance to get an aerial view from up top, people waving at us, and we're closing in on Marinette and Menominee. We're going to have our next close-up, hopefully inside, as we talk with Robert Rouleau or the Captain Dana. We're visiting again with the owner and president of the Spirit of LaSalle Cruise Line. We had a chance to talk to you just before we boarded. Did you christen this baby before we got on?
Not yet. I think Nancy from Stone Harbor brought along a bottle of champagne, so maybe sooner or later today we'll smack her.
That's a must-do.
Yeah.
Bob, talk a little bit about your history on Green Bay and fishing. We talked a little bit about it, but I want to hear more.
Yeah, well, my family came here from Mackinac Island in 1826. And has fished these waters since then, and Lake Michigan, but mostly the Bay of Green Bay. They built the lighthouse over here on Chambers Island, and we're the first lighthouse keepers there. So we have a lot of history here. I personally have 120,000 hours on the water commercial fishing.
Wow.
And been doing it all my life. So this is a different take here.
Experience is key, and you definitely have that down.
Yeah, a lot of experience, seen it all.
Yep. Tell me about the financial investment here for the Spirit of LaSalle Cruise Line. This, I'm sure, was a big commitment by you.
Oh yeah, it is. We would like to have found a little bit more money, but we've got at least a couple $1 million sunk into it, and it's tapped me out.
I'm sure. Well, what are your plans now? Are you just going to kind of feel things out for the first year and then think about expansion after year number one?
Yeah, that's just it. The startup period's the most critical, and hopefully everybody will enjoy it as much as we think they will. But yeah, for next year we could think about some expansion, possibly a faster vessel to upgrade the timing across here. We don't know which way it's going to go. This has got a couple different facets to it with the evening cruises and specialty cruises, plus the ferrying, and then going south in the wintertime.
Yep. What about car ferrying from Marinette, Menominee to Sturgeon Bay? Is that a possibility?
It's a possibility, but that was probably a $15 or $20 million undertaking, and right now we're not ready for that.
Now, your vice president of operations is Dan Mathine. Is he present on the boat today? I haven't seen him yet.
No, he's not. He'll be at the dock greeting us.
Wonderful, wonderful. Would you like me to talk to him more about pricing, or can you handle that?
I think he's a better guy on TV than I am.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, and thanks again for having us.
Thank you.
Jamie Forrest, Door County Board of Supervisors, and this is your maiden voyage, of course, with the radio stations of DoorCountyDailyNews.com on the Spirit of LaSalle cruises. So far, so good?
So far, so good. It was a little chilly up top on deck, but weather is great, the water's great, and I think everyone's having a good time.
This is an opportunity for your personal business to grow too, bringing tourism from Menominee and Marinette to Door County, and it's Door County Living Classrooms. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Some people know that I wear many hats, and Door County Living Classrooms is our side business that offers eco tours. So we take people out on guided hike and kayak trips, but take them to places that they wouldn't find on their own. We take them to places that are not in the state parks, that might be under land protection, conservation easement, and show them rare and endangered species that they'd walk right past without us there.
And people can organize that online as well, I believe.
Absolutely. Over 90% of our business comes through our website.
DoorCountyLivingClassrooms.com?
Perfect. Yep.
I've interviewed you before. Again, Jamie is also part of the DoorCountyDailyNews.com staff, and it's so nice to have you on board. But you've been talking with some of your clients here. What is the general consensus from business owners?
There's so many business owners that feel that this is an excellent opportunity. It's a great idea. One of the biggest hurdles for some people that couldn't attend today was just getting someone to cover the store to get away. And it's a busy time of year, but everyone is really enjoying themselves and is anxious about the opportunity to make new partnerships.
Your legs a little weary? You got your sea legs under you?
I've been sitting. I'm okay. It's been okay.
Well, we're pretty comfortable here. As you see, we got leather couches, and this is something that we just wanted to get a good glimpse of. The bar is behind us, and this is truly very luxurious. You've got the stylish lamps. I don't even, what kind of this, Art Deco?
Yeah, maybe kind of contemporary. I really don't know. Ask the designers, interior designers.
Definitely not my category, but this is just great. Hardwood floors in here as well on this little section, so this I'm sure could be your dance floor if you had a wedding party or something out here. I don't know how much dancing you want to be doing on a moving boat, but it's a great place to be. The Spirit of LaSalle Cruises.
Awesome.
Captain Dana talking about the weather here. We're inside, and what do we call this here?
This is the pilot house, and of course this is where everything goes on when we do our cruises. The ship, of course, has a PA system throughout the vessel. We also have a camera system so we can monitor our engines and our passengers. And yes, this is where we operate the engines and do our navigation. But today, navigation is a piece of cake. Clear skies, flat seas, and we can already see our destination. What a beautiful day to begin the inaugural cruise here of the Spirit of LaSalle between Menominee and Sturgeon Bay. It's just fantastic.
You said it's a piece of cake here. It sounds like you maybe have had less than ideal conditions to navigate through at another time.
Oh yes, yes. 10 years of service with this vessel has brought her through some gale force winds and of course 10, 12-foot seas. So this by comparison is an awesome day.
Yeah. What we're looking at here in the control panel, what's all laid out in front of us?
Well, all of the, of course, necessary controls to operate a vessel safely we have redundancy in systems. We have 2 marine radios, we have a GPS system for navigation, and then we also have 2 radars and a fathom meter. We have 2 fathom meters as well, so we've got redundancy in all of our systems. And all of these systems give us backup in our ability to navigate and operate. The ship, for example, has 3 engines. So if anything should happen where we lose an engine, you know, we still have 2 other engines left. And even worse case than that, if we lost 2, we'd still be able to get back to the dock safely. And this, of course, is what is necessary to operate a passenger vessel, a certified passenger vessel. And I think most people know that the safest way to travel is by passenger boat. Much safer than getting in your own car, and even safer than flying in an airplane.
It's a wonderful point. As we've crossed from Sturgeon Bay now almost to Marinette and Menominee, what's been the average depth? We're about 55 feet now?
We're 55 feet now. We were in depths of well over 90 feet, and of course that gives us our best cruising speed. As the water gets more and more shallow, of course, the ship speed decreases significantly. Now, as we get into the channel here at Menominee, we'll get, as shallow as 18, 16 feet. but that's no problem. The ship only draws 6.5 feet. So that gives us access to some of the nicer ports, both here in Menominee and Sturgeon Bay.
I see a number of medals here on your jacket. Can you tell me what those represent?
Sure. In addition to having been a sea captain for 20 years, I'm also a retired military officer. 20 years active duty in the Army. Started out enlisted and got commissioned. So I've had a major career change already when I retired from the Army and started driving a boat. Can you believe that? Most people, and most of the time I say I'm a retired military officer, and I let them assume either Navy or Coast Guard, but in fact Army. And now, as of today, my last cruise on my ship that served me faithfully for 11 years, another major career change coming up. But what a beautiful day to do that on. It's awesome.
Captain Dana here with the Spirit of LaSalle Cruises. We're getting close. We're going to ask you one more question before we let you focus in, and that's about how many cruises are expected, and will you be doing the majority of them this summer?
Well, it's hard for a captain who also owns the boat to captain for somebody else. So we're going to help Bob Rouleau get started, and then I'm going to, as the saying goes, old soldiers just fade away. And we've got a good crew. Captain Michael Dory is actually going to be the main ship's captain. He's younger and, of course, better looking, so I'm sure that this vessel has got another successful career ahead of her under the guidance of Captain Dory.
Well, Captain Dana, we appreciate your time.
All right, well, thanks, and enjoy the cruise. We'll be arriving in about 10 minutes.
13.
We're talking now with Paul Schmidt from DoorCountyDailyNews.com and Patty Elliott, a local business owner. And Patty, your business is actually on Jefferson Street, correct?
Yep, historic Jefferson Street, which is just north of 3rd Avenue, downtown historic 3rd Avenue in Sturgeon Bay.
Tell me about your business.
We are a mercantile. We have a large game and puzzle room. We sell antique type decor, and my husband has a very large walk-in humidor with fine cigars and blended tobacco. You might say we have just a little bit of everything.
That's wonderful. Now we're getting real close here. You can see we're slowing down, and just beyond us looks like a coal refinery or something. But what's your thought so far of the journey?
Oh, it's been wonderful, and I just think this is an awesome idea to link Menominee and Sturgeon Bay. I think the residents of both Door County and Michigan are just totally going to love it. I'm just very excited.
Patty, thanks for coming aboard. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Paul Schmidt also here from DoorCountyDailyNews.com and sales rep #1.
This is a nice business trip. I could get used to this.
Let's get a few more trades. We'll do this often.
Yeah, well, that sounds good to me. Now, this is a great day for it. An awesome opportunity for both communities. It's really an exciting day both for Sturgeon Bay and Marinette Menominee.
Let's talk a little bit, if we can, about the opportunity for DoorCountyDailyNews.com and the radio stations. You have a number of clients here on the boat as well. This is a great networking opportunity for people of Sturgeon Bay now to go meet Menominee, Michigan folk.
It really is, and it's not just for the downtown businesses too. It's for the whole community of Sturgeon Bay and even beyond, all of Door County, because they're going to benefit from both sides. It's going to be phenomenal. Marinette Menominee again is going to take advantage of the Door County tourism, and Marinette Menominee draws from a huge area both in Upper Michigan as well as northeastern Wisconsin. So they're going to have the opportunity to take this ferry across, and it's just a beautiful cruise, and you couldn't ask for a better day and a great kickoff to the event, a great maiden voyage, and we're just glad to be a part of it.
Is this something that you could see bringing Kendra, Heather, Preston, and your wife Patty on?
Oh, definitely. I think this is probably ranks right up there. I've already been on ferries, car ferries and stuff for Washington Island, and so going across the lake. But this ranks way up there. I mean, this is great. This is the next best thing to like the Bahama cruise because you got all the luxuries of home and everything you need here, and just a great way to meet new people and business people. And we're going to have that opportunity at the Marinette Menominee side.
About how many people are on the boat, and is there enough space?
Right now, yeah, there's plenty of room to mosey around. You got 2 levels. We're probably around 60 people, and people have plenty of room, and I believe the boat holds about 100 people.
Well, Paul, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Mick.
Laddie, let's take a look behind us here. Look at the wake this thing throws, if we could. And we're back up to about 10 miles per hour, and you can see that it throws a pretty decent wake, and we're cruising along. We're about 2 or 3 minutes away from landing in Marinette, Menominee, and we're going to cut some ribbon, meet the mayors of both cities, and it's getting exciting. All right, we're almost here. We're getting through the canal, and Jane Hurlitt's joining me from the Sturgeon Bay Visitors Bureau.
Correct.
Let's talk a little bit about what this means for Sturgeon Bay.
Oh, it's wonderful. Another great tourism opportunity, bringing people over to experience the city and travel back and forth.
Tell me the opportunity that this provides for tourists of Marinette and Menominee to check out Sturgeon Bay.
Opportunity, again, to come and stay, experience Sturgeon Bay, dine in Sturgeon Bay, shop in Sturgeon Bay, and experience the county as well. And then head back home. They can spend an overnight stay for the weekend.
How involved has the Visitors Bureau been with this process?
We just had our first meetings with the organization and look forward to doing some partnering and advertising and campaigning.
Very good. Well, we thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. From Raymond James, we have Mike Stefani now, and this is a great opportunity for you to get out of the office today and pretty nice weather.
Oh, you couldn't ask for better weather. This is outstanding.
Tell me about what you're doing and the opportunity you've had to come on the boat here today.
Well, I'm a financial advisor for Raymond James, and we handle, basically, we're cash flow specialists. That's what we do. We help people meet their goals.
Let's turn around here and look at what we're coming into of Marinette, Menominee. And is this your first time to Marinette, Menominee?
Actually, it is. I've never done this before. This is really nice.
Now you're looking up ahead, and does this look a little bit like Sturgeon Bay, or is this completely different?
Oh, it's different. Still beautiful though, but definitely different.
The opportunity to come to Marinette, Menominee, of course, has allowed you an opportunity to speak with other business members in Sturgeon Bay. Has it been a good networking opportunity for you?
Oh, outstanding. I mean, that's why we're here. It's a great opportunity. I thank you.
Would you bring your family on something like this? Would this be something for the family?
Oh, definitely. I think this is something, family and friends, definitely.
Well, we appreciate your time, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, Laddie, we're here, and you can actually take a listen to Captain Dana in the background as he is talking all about Marinette, Menominee. The bridge just up ahead, I believe that is the bridge that crosses the two, Marinette, Menominee. And you can see traffic is stopped on both sides of the bridge. Guys are working hard on the freighter here next to us, all waving.
Now you'll notice there's a slight delay in raising the bridge, and that's because the bridge operator had to chase some spectators off of the bridge. And I'm imagining that most of, there it goes, it's racing in front of us. Those of you in the bow, a clear view of the bascules rising to allow us to pass through.
Paper Company to our right as we head in. The Wapaka Foundry to our left, the Marinette plant on the left-hand side. And we cross through as visitors wave to us upon the bridge, the Marinette Bridge. A pretty nice crowd here, actually, that's expected.
Salute, a long and a short, and that's the standard salute to a bridge operator. So if you're in the bow, again, cover your ears. The whistle's loud, so if you're on the front, cover your ears. Here goes, a long and a short.
I think you all heard that. And as we look off to our right now, we see those that are going to be welcoming us. The crew from Marinette, Menominee. The ribbon is about to be cut by both mayors from Marinette and Menominee. And a pretty good crowd. Yes, indeed, we will back in, I guess. I don't know. First time for all of us. Laddie, we're going to get you a question or two on here right away. What have you thought so far of the Maiden Voyage?
My arms
arms are tired holding the camera. Otherwise, it's been very exciting. I've got to take it sometime when I don't have to hold the camera. Maybe I can see more that way.
Scenery has been beautiful, and that's something that I think will be definitely showcased in the video here is this is a great opportunity to see Green Bay, Door County, Sturgeon Bay, and now over to the Marinette, Menominee, Michigan side. And you've just done a wonderful job of illustrating for us some of the highlights of the trip, but inside, outside, this is just a beautiful place for everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I always appreciate a compliment, especially when it's sincere.
That's Laddie Chapman again with Public Access, and we're backing our way in now. So again, this is the foundry just in front of us, and behind us is the paper company. As you see, the people are welcoming us from Marinette, Menominee, business owners and folk that are here to enjoy lunch with us and network with the Sturgeon Bay business folk. But a good-sized crowd, and we're getting a round of ovation now, as a round of applause as we come to dock for the very first time in Marinette, Menominee. Again, Captain Dana doing a wonderful job here today. Steady ride. We had very little up and down. It was a smooth ride the whole way. We got to give him a lot of credit for keeping her steady for us today. Menominee, Michigan. Here we are. The maiden voyage is almost complete. You see the ribbon there that will be cut by both mayors of Marinette and the Menominee. They will be cutting the ribbon before we exit. And Dan Mathine is the vice president. He's in the red tie there with the blue suit coat, the vice president of operations for the Spirit of LaSalle, as I believe he'll be the one to actually cut the ribbon, as I see a big scissors out and ready.
I don't have to work anymore. Hey, Meg, just go back a second.
Megan working hard here, tying us off on the shore. And we'll see how this works, how they tie us in and how we become secure on the shore. She's done this a time or two before. Roger Utnamer, President and General Manager of Nicolay Broadcasting Incorporated and DoorCountyDailyNews.com and the radio stations. We are set to have a ribbon cutting ceremony here, but so far so good. This has been a great voyage.
Well, it's been an exciting trip over, and we're certainly proud at the radio stations of DoorCountyDailyNews.com to be part of this very historic maiden voyage. I see the Spirit of LaSalle having the potential to make a significant impact on tourism in Door County. So us chartering this maiden voyage and bringing along Mayor Tom Vogley and people representing businesses throughout Door County is an exciting opportunity for us to promote our Cape Cod of the Midwest to people here in Menominee and Marinette.
How did this idea come about, Roger? How did Door County Daily News get involved?
It came about when Dan Mathine stopped and started sharing with us the passionate story he tells about the Spirit of LaSalle, and it was an exciting opportunity that we recognized right away and thought by partnering with Stone Harbor and having a lunch catered for our guests that we would have a great opportunity to promote tourism in Door County.
We appreciate your time and thanks for having us. George Crom, the mayor of Menominee, meeting Tom Vogley, the mayor of Sturgeon Bay. The ribbon cutting. And we'll get right up and get the microphone in.
These are the scissors you're supposed to use.
Those are the ones. Get over here, Bob. You're going to cut the ribbon also.
Come on over, Bob.
Well, Nick, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Dan. Thanks for having us.
Oh, welcome. Okay,
everybody. I guess I'm the master of ceremonies. On behalf of all the people of Marinette, Menominee, I'm choked up. Oh, Lord. We've been planning this for about 2 years, and the baby arrived. So I want to thank Roger for putting this together. I want to thank Tom and his bride for coming over with all of you, and thank you all for coming and visit Marinette, Menominee. We'll be back over that way in about 2.5 weeks with a crowd.
Great, great.
I've got Mayor George Craw of Menominee here to welcome you, and naturally his spouse.
Yes.
George isn't allowed out without his wife. But George, you want to say a few words?
I sure do. You want to hold on a second? I've got some notes because I want to make sure I get everybody's names right. But you almost took all my lines away from me. Don't do that again.
Oh, okay, George.
But Mayor Vogel, and I believe it says Mr. Utenheimer, but I believe it's Radio Roger or Roger Radio. And distinguished guests, you people up here, welcome very much to Marinette, Menominee. We're glad to have you here. And to our local residents that are here, we want to welcome you again to Marinette, Menominee. And on a day like today, this is where the best of Michigan begins, right here. So you're here today. So again, welcome. 4 years ago, and you have 4 weeks in, I believe, but 4 years ago, when I became mayor, one of the comments I kept hearing throughout our community is, Mr. Mayor, we got a project for you. And the project is this. See if you can get a ferry service between Door County and Menominee. So I have to thank Mayor Vogel, but Mr. Utenheimer, Mr. Rulo, Mr. Mathine, these guys got me off the hook. I'm coming up for election in November, and I think I've got it.
Well, you got my vote.
But again, you know, it's been decades since we've had this this coming back and forth across this little piece of water out here, and we really appreciate having you over here. But I just want to make mention so you people are kind of aware, just a short point. Today we are ribbon cutting here in the south end of our community. 2 weeks ago, we did a ribbon cutting on the north end of our community at a place called North Honda Powerhouse. And in the future here, still this year, we are going to have an establishment open up in our downtown area called Murray O'Sullivan's Irish Pub. So as I think about this, and as I want to make mention, is that who knows what's going to happen between the south end of Menominee and the north end of Menominee because of ventures like this between communities and businesses. This is we're just going to have, it's going to be great to watch and see what comes out of this. So again, I want to welcome you. Thank you for coming. We're looking forward to coming back over on your side. And just because you're here today, don't forget, come on back. So thank you again and welcome.
Thank you. Mayor Sure. I've got a few prepared words here also. I just wanted to say good morning and greetings from the people of Sturgeon Bay. My congratulations to Bob Rulo, proud owner of the Spirit of LaSalle. On this important day, Bob, your ferry service provides a rare opportunity to bridge Wisconsin and Michigan, Sturgeon Bay with Marinette and Menominee, and the economies of 3 important cities. These counties in 2 states. The Spirit of LaSalle will bring people together, and for that we commend you and thank you. I extend an invitation to Mayors Cray and Harbuck, and other chamber officials and elected representatives, business leaders, and the public to experience the Spirit of LaSalle and visit us in Sturgeon Bay and then maybe on to Door County. We promise you a positive experience, a warm welcome, and a memorable visit. May the Spirit of LaSalle become the symbol of cooperation and mutual advantage between our communities. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, let's cut a ribbon. Okay, all 3. Bob, get in there. Oh, Sue's going to do it.
Before you cut this,
The lovely way.
hold it, before you cut this. The Marinette Menominee Area Chamber of Commerce would like to first of all welcome all of the Sturgeon Bay visitors and hope that you're going to do this many, many times over the next several years. We want to congratulate Bob Rouleau and Dan Mathine and the crew in the Spirit of LaSalle for pulling this off. This was quite an accomplishment. We fully expect that as our newest business in this area, this will also prompt the startup of many other small businesses to support this type of activity. So we congratulate you, we welcome you, and we hope that you had a good cruise and that you'll have a great cruise going across. And now, can we get as many of ambassadors as we had over here to step up and get some pictures before we cut the ribbon?
And can we get everybody to face that way, please?
I'd like to present Bob.
Bob, take that.
We're going to present this to you.
You go right ahead.
You know how to use those. Come on, Dan. Hop in.
How was the ride?
You want to come around?
No, we're in the back.
Go ahead. 1, 2, 3.
Wonderful.
Great.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for the invite.
Oh.
What a great idea.
Let me get that from you and I'll get rid of this right
Yeah,
now.
we got to get rid of those
Don't
things.
get lonely out there. Welcome ashore. Bill, good to see you.
Come on ashore.
Well, hello, Nancy.
Oh, hang on 1 second, Dan.
Dan, we forgot the most important.
Oh, we got to hand out baggies. They're supposed to hand those out on the boat just in case.
Welcome.
Are we having fun, Nick?
Dan, thanks for having us. They're handing out some baggies here from Marinette, Michigan as well.
From Menominee, Michigan,
Menominee.
yep. And it's just a little welcome from the Chamber of Commerce. I really don't know what the heck's in them, but it really looks like a nice bag full of goodies.
Get a load of this crowd.
Oh, this is wonderful. I recognize some of these people. Hello. This is really great. Thanks for coming over.
Welcome to Menominee.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. Ron, welcome.
Welcome and thank you for coming. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you for coming.
There you go.
I feel like a preacher. Welcome.
Welcome and thank you for coming to Menominee.
I know you, Dan.
Good to see you, young man.
How are you?
You made the ride. That's a good thing.
Thanks for coming.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thanks for coming. Nice to have you.
Gretchen, good to have you here.
Nice to have you here. Thank you very much.
Nice to see you.
Glad you
Welcome
made
and
it.
Thank you for coming.
Chuck, welcome.
See you. Thank you.
Feel good to get on solid ground
Nice to
there.
have you.
Hey, Chuck.
Oh, it's always sunny over here.
Good ride, I hope. Welcome, Joe.
Welcome.
Good to see you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Hey, AJ, you made her.
Welcome,
Great.
sir. Thanks for coming.
Welcome.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Lisa, glad you made it.
Hi, welcome.
Glad you made it.
Well, welcome and thanks
This
for
is
coming.
wonderful. Hey, Yacht Clubber.
Thank you for coming.
Welcome aboard, or welcome ashore, I guess.
Welcome for coming.
Good to see you. Welcome.
Welcome and thanks for coming. Thank you for coming. Appreciate having you here.
Well, we made it. Now we're visiting in Menominee. Our feet are planted permanently on the ground, and we're glad to be here. Mayor from Menominee, Mayor Crawl, thank you for having us.
Well, hey, thanks for coming. We appreciate having you over here. When you said your feet are on the ground, brand new dock area for you, too, so you can't beat that either.
This worked pretty well. You just got done with the ribbon cutting process. Tell me what this means to Menominee for Sturgeon Bay to be joined with you now.
I think kind of what, as I mentioned in my little welcome, you know, we're looking forward to having this spear, maybe even small business, but we're as I said again earlier, is that we have, you know, this ribbon cutting here. We had the one on the north end. We got a new business opening basically almost center on our main street. And I think what's going to, you know, this is just going to, the small business and the commercial part of this whole thing together, hopefully energize our local economy. Plus, us returning back to Sturgeon Bay and helping your local economy also.
What are you going to show us today here in Menominee?
Today we're going to, I believe your tour is going to come when you get on the Menominee side. I guess the plan is we're going to drop you off at what we call our old water plant. That now is the Boaters Lounge. And you're going to start there, I guess, and then they're going to walk you through our downtown area. And actually, I believe you're ending up at our Opera House. And then when you end up there, I believe the buses will take you there. And then I guess whatever your schedule is to head back. But I hope you enjoy your day. Plus, you also notice that it's a gorgeous day on our side. I don't know about your side. I hope the sun's shining over there, too.
Beautiful on both.
And I'm sure it is.
Beautiful on both sides.
Great.
Thank you so much for having us, and we really look forward to meeting you and all of the business owners and the citizens of Menominee.
Well, listen, thank you for coming again, and we are looking forward to coming over there also.
2 weeks.
It sounds that way. It sounds good. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right next to Lori's.
I appreciate it.
I'm going to venture off onto other tangents. You'll hear me talking about everything. This poor man is going to get hit in the face because my hands go I'll move up. There you go. All right. Welcome to Marinette Menominee. We appreciate you coming. We are so happy about the ferry. There was 3 things I asked Dan to do when he came here as our economic development person. The first one was I wanted a hotel down here. We're working on that. Second thing I wanted was the ferry boat. Yay! We have it. And then the third thing I wanted was the Opera House to be reconstructed, sorry. And that we're in the process of doing too. You will be able to tour the Opera House today if we have time. We have someone there who is our local historian, and he will be there to give you a tour if you'd like. I had the buses pick you up there, so see there's always a little added on with me. I happen to be the president of the restoration project, so that's why you're landing there. What we're going to do today is we will first of all go through Marinette, and then we'll come back through Menominee, and we'll drop you off at our Boaters Lounge, which is really nice. If any of you have been here before, I'm sure you have toured the Boaters Lounge. It's just fabulous. Then we will be letting you free where you can walk downtown. Now it is a little windy down there because, is Door County this way? Are you windy all the time? I mean, we can barely get our doors open on sometimes. I should announce who I am too. That would probably, I know Kathy, but I know a few of you, but not everyone. So I am the program director of the Chamber of Commerce. We are a merged chamber. We are Marinette and Menominee Chamber of Commerce. That's kind of unique. Most places are only one. We did that because our local businesses wanted us to be one chamber. They didn't think we should have 2 chambers to represent one community because we feel it is one community. As we drive around, if you have any questions, stop me because I can talk forever. You know how I feel. It's like, oh, where are we this week?
All right, we're in Menominee, Michigan right now with Donna Williams, our wonderful tour guide who showed us our way throughout the city. Talk about where we are right now, will you?
Right now you're in the waterfront of downtown Menominee. This is one of our jewels, we believe. It's right now you're looking through the Boaters Lounge. This is one of the best on the lake. They just redid it maybe 5 years ago, and it's fabulous.
All right, what are some of the other main attractions here in Menominee that we can't miss next time we come over?
Well, of course, the ferry. That's something you can't miss. We also have a great downtown. We have a few restaurants down here that are fabulous, great cuisine, great shops. We have a great library. There's lots of things to do down here.
All right, and the Opera House you were talking about?
Yes, we are in the process of trying to restore our Opera House. It's a 1902 Opera House, and we have a dedicated group of people that are trying to get this accomplished. It was gutted in, I believe, in the 50s over a fire.
Right. Well, I know this could be a pretty long answer, but we count on you to give us advice on what to see and what to do and where to eat. So can you give us some tips on maybe places to stay that could accommodate us, Door County visitors, places to eat?
Sure. We have there's a few hotels, motels here. We have American, we have Econo Lodge. We have great bread and breakfasts if you are into that kind of staying. The Landing Restaurant is a great restaurant. River's Edge and Marinette would be another restaurant that you could go to. So there's several different restaurants, to name them all. We have quick places. The Serving Spoon is a nice little quaint coffee shop restaurant on the great waters of downtown.
All right. And campgrounds, are there campgrounds here?
Several campgrounds. We have several for your RV, for tenting, for regular campgrounds, are all here.
All right. Can you give me the chamber website, please?
Yes, I can. It's www.mchamber.com.
All right.
We also have a website for downtown. It's Downtown Menominee. So if you want to know what the events are going on downtown, again, it's www.downtownmenominee.com.
And where are we standing right now? What are we about to, where are we going?
This was the old water plant, and they have converted into, again, like I said, Boaters Lounge. It has a meeting facility in here. You can, if you're boating, they give you a code. You can come in here and use it. We rent it out for local people. There's a great place that you can make waffles in there, coffee. They have internet, TV, weather, anything you could need.
Internet, right?
Yeah, exactly. I know, the internet, I don't know how we live without it.
All right, anything else you have for us before we let you go here?
No, we would just like to welcome you to Menominee or Marinette, and please come visit.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we're joined now by Bill Cavell, the Harbor Master
Manager.
Tell us, what is the structure we're standing in right now?
This is the original Menominee Waterworks facility. It was built in 1884 as the water supply facility for the city of Menominee.
What are some of the things you do here?
Currently, it happens to be the Boaters Lounge for the Menominee Municipal Marina. We have, through the Marina Management Group program, we've taken the building and renovated it into a boater's lounge. It's accessible to both our tenants as well as our transient boaters that use our facility. It has 4 independent bathroom shower facilities, has a seating area with large big screen TV. We have African cichlid aquarium with 125-gallon capacity. We also have a kitchenette area, and we serve continental breakfast to our guests and tenants on Saturdays and Sundays, Memorial Day through Labor Day.
Gearing up for the busy season?
It's getting there. If the weather would break, we'd be very busy, but it's coming.
All right. What is normally your prime time season?
Memorial Day. Actually, Memorial Day through Labor Day is pretty constant.
So you're ready for the weekend?
God, I hope so.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. That's Bill Cavell.
Okay. This is a portion of the building that we call the Harbor View Room. It is capable of being segregated from the boater's lounge itself. We do rent this facility out to the public. It is used for baby showers, bridal showers, meetings of sorts, and it works out real well. It's self-contained. We can shut this off from the boater's lounge. It has its own bathroom, and it also has a kitchen facility, full kitchen facility, so that the baby shower, bridal shower programs work real well.
Sure. And then goes all the way through.
Goes all the way into this area here. This was the 3rd addition to the facility. Originally, way back when it was in the early 1900s, it was added on.
All right, what else? Should we see anything else in here?
I don't think so.
The outside's where it's at, huh?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it's unique with the they retain the large chimney structure outside, and in the effort of historic renovations, they kept the outside and kept to with the period look.
Reservations filling up quickly?
Oh, yes. We have 10 reservable slips. Our total capacity is 267, 253 tenants for, 257 tenants and 10 reservable slips.
All right. Thanks again, Bill.
You bet. Oh, man, you moved up in the world. You got all kinds of fancy stuff. Oh, yeah. All kinds of new toys. Yeah.
We are now in front of the Great Lakes Memorial Marina Park, and this is a place where they have some of their music festivals, also concerts do perform here as well. A nice waterfront area to gather and really have a nice time here in the park area. Mike Kaufman joining us now, and we are in the Opera House. What an amazing building. Tell us about it.
Well, the Menominee Opera House was built in 1902. It was built in only 4 months and contains over 1 million bricks. It was built through local effort of the Menominee Commercial Club. It seated 1,200 people originally. We're hoping to bring it back as a performing arts center, and it will seat probably around 700 at that time.
Talk a little bit more about the arts community here in Menominee. Is it an up and coming? Are there people just waiting to get performing here and to also view these performances?
Well, it was always rather a community center, and it was used for a variety of purposes, including lectures and things. And we actually hope to do weddings here. People would be able to rent the space for their own. There will be another building, an auxiliary building attached to it. And we're hoping for a variety of uses other than just arts, and be a lot of different entertainment we're hoping for. You have to have a variety of things for the different variety of people that will come through it.
Can you talk a little bit more about some of the plans for renovations? What's planned, what's on the books?
Well, as you can see, the lower balcony, there were 2 balconies originally, and the floor would have sloped from the lobby level, it would have sloped down to an orchestra pit. So this cement floor will have to come out. This was all done to convert this to a warehouse. And then the lower balcony was also removed at that time. So the balcony will have to be put back in, and the floor will be redone. That's original seating, but there will be new modern seating. That's why it'll only seat about 700 as opposed to the 1,200 that originally seated. Seats will be larger and more comfortable.
All right, Mike, what else can you tell us about the Opera House? Boy, I'm just, my breath is taken away. It's amazing in here.
Well, we've been at the project for just a short time, less than 2 years, and we're making progress daily. We just received a grant for the historical structures report, which will basically be a master plan for reconstruction of the building. So that will probably take the rest of this year, because there will have to be a team of architects that will come in and evaluate the building, and then they'll lay out what the phases of construction will be. Then we'll have to go after the funding for the construction.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to coming back and seeing where we're at in the future.
Well, thank you for stopping in.
Thank you. I think Brian should take over. Did your
I got in
clients
the
get
bag.
interviewed?
What's that?
Did your clients get
Let's go
interviewed?
grab a plate, huh?
Yes.
Let's go.
Well, you got to do that.
We're happy to be here today, and I want to congratulate Bob Rollo, who is the Michigan Small Businessman of the Year, but he's also a visionary and an entrepreneur and a man with a very optimistic attitude. We have from Door County a number of business representatives, elected officials. We've got our economic development director here, and we are here to symbolize our support for something we think is very important to our economy. So, Bob, we wish you fast profit and many safe passages. We came over today to state that the spirit of LaSalle makes the charm and the character of Door County much more accessible to people who, by the misfortune of their birth and employment, cannot live in Door County permanently. So our message to the people of Marinette and Menominee is that we look forward to forging a very deep and lasting friendship with our three communities, and we look forward to luring individual visitors and business and industry to come and see the charm and the character that we are so proud of having in Door County. Thank you very much for coming. I'd also like to have our new best Mayor Tom Vogley say a few words, and then also Bill Schudwar from the Door County Economic Development Corporation. Tom Vogley.
Thanks, Roger. I'd just like to thank everyone for coming on the Maiden Voyage. It's hard to follow Roger. I mean, what more can you say? I'm excited about the opportunity for the cities, what can happen. Thank Bob Roller for taking the chance, and Mayor Cray for inviting us over here. It's been wonderful, and I'll be coming on the boat again for sure. It's better than that 2-hour drive, and we can have some good times over here, and it's a lot faster than my old sailboat. So I look forward to the opportunity coming over, and I look forward to what this is going to do for the economies of both communities. Thank you.
Roger, I want to thank you, first of all, for putting this on today and making this happen. What a phenomenal idea and a great job. And Bob and Dan, I wish you all the best. Thank you for doing this. This is a great venture. Our hats are off to you for the entrepreneurial spirit that took to do this. A lot of people talked about it for a lot of years, and you made it happen. So congratulations, good luck, and we're definitely coming back. I went through all my cards today with to those businesses downtown, so I'll have to come back with another stack. And good luck, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for coming. Dan, do you have anything else you'd like to add to the discussion?
Add to this discussion. This concept was conceived over a cup of coffee, and I didn't know conception had to last this long, or gestation, or whatever it is. But thank you all for assisting us in giving birth to a wonderful opportunity for regional cooperation. We're a border community here. Sturgeon Bay is in Wisconsin, Marinette's in Wisconsin, Menominee's a border community with Wisconsin. All too often border communities get ignored because being from Michigan, those trolls who live under the bridge, they don't appreciate the challenges that border communities have. Because that piece of water right there isn't that wide, but it's 2 sets of laws, it's 2 sets of governments, it's really a challenge, and it is so much fun to build a bridge all the way across Green Bay to get some regional cooperation going on. I forgot who the heck it was that says rising tides float all ships equally, and this is going to raise that. What is it? Rise or raise?
John Kennedy said, "A rising tide carries all boats."
Oh, it's John Kennedy? I remember him. Yeah, young fellow from Massachusetts. Yeah. A rising tide, and we have an opportunity to tie this together and give the people the best of both worlds. And we're going to work the heck out of it. Okay, so we really appreciate you coming over today. Thanks to everybody who put in so much hard work, and thanks to the Collars for having this wonderful vessel in this beautiful shape, wherever they're hiding. And thanks, Mom. Is this kind of like a football ad? Okay. But anyway, thank you all for being here, and we look forward to seeing you over there, over here, and in the middle. Thank you. Safe passage.
Across the sea, where she waits for me. Her voice calls out to me like a white bird flying gracefully. I hear her voice, I see the sand. It won't be long till her only man is coming home again to stay away. Across the sea, she waits for me. When she is dreaming, she thinks of me. And when I return, I'll give all my love to her and send her tears away. I sail the sea, I sing a song. My heart is wondering, will it be long? Maybe it's the day I'll come home to her and say I'll stay away. I'll stay always. I'll stay.
Missouri to New Orleans, and we senior editors of Time magazine on board for that cruise. And then we did another cruise for R.J. Reynolds Tobacco. And they hired 6 models. And we did a cruise from Mobile, Pensacola to Tarpon Springs, and just above Tampa Bay.
All right, soon Pam joining us now. We are on the way back to Door County. We had a great day aboard the Spirit of LaSalle. Actually, it's not technically called the Spirit of LaSalle yet, or is it?
Not yet.
Okay, it's the Grandpa Blue, right?
Right now it is, yes.
Okay, but tomorrow will be called the Spirit of LaSalle. They'll proceed with that tomorrow. But ladies, how did you feel the day went today? Was it just a typical ride for you, or was today special?
It was very special. Yes, it was. It was a beautiful day. The sunshine and the waves are merely nothing out there, so it's beautiful. It's a smooth ride. Gorgeous. We had a great greeting in Menominee, Michigan from all of the business associates. It's wonderful.
Now, if you could say something to convince our Door County viewers why they should come on over, why they should jump on the ferry to come over, any words of advice, anything that you could think of to persuade us?
Well, it's a beautiful town. Menominee is a beautiful town, and it's something to see and experience.
Well, it's a beautiful boat, and I'm sure you're very proud of it.
Yes, we are. Very proud of it.
All right, well, that's Sue and Pam joining us here aboard the soon-to-be Spirit of LaSalle. And if you make your trip over the summer, I'm sure you'll run into these 2 fine ladies.
Honey.
So, Donna, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Oh, sure. I'm Donna Lash. I do 2 things well. I own the Bridge Coffee Shop in Egg Harbor, and I sell real estate for Quest Realty.
And Donna's also a very good writer and a poet.
Well, that's my other life.
So how are you enjoying the ride today, the voyage over to Marinette, Menominee?
I think it's just fantastic. There's something so expansive out here. It just is wonderful. It's really exciting.
And have you made some connections for your business?
Yes, I left my business card at lots of places, but most importantly with the woman whose name was Donna. She and I bonded well. Obviously, we had the same name, and it was with the Chamber of Commerce for Marinette, Menominee, the merged chamber. But yes, we're going to be back. This is a great thing.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. With your busy season coming up, will you have an opportunity to come over and maybe do a day trip and just enjoy yourself?
I plan to, because I'm a sailor at heart. And to get back out here on the water has just told me how much I've missed it. So yeah, I'll bring my friends across.
Good.
Absolutely.
And have you had an opportunity to meet some new people you didn't know here on this journey from Door County?
You know, I did. I didn't know the mayor very well, Tom Vogley. I got delighted to meet the owner of this boat, Bob. I'm so impressed with his vision. And I just got to meet Karen too. So, and the other Karen.
Did you know Roger Utnamer before this voyage? How did you come to decide to come today?
Ami was really the last helpful decision maker in my life about this, but I had really planned on doing it and thought I was too busy. But Ami said, "You're going." So I'm here. It was really fun.
Well, we couldn't have had a more beautiful day for our journey over and journey back, could we?
It's extraordinary. It is truly extraordinary. I think it's only the beginning of something beyond our imagination, really. It's very good.
Well, thank you so much, Donna Lash, and this is Patty Podgers with the Door County DailyNews.com radio station.
Okay.
That means our story counts are
and as you can see, we are turning to Sturgeon Bay fairly soon. And again, great weather. Mentioned earlier that the Grandpa Woo sails all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico, and now the Spirit of LaSalle will be going to the Gulf of Mexico in the winter as well. And that makes her crew snowbirds. I don't know if you've heard of that term, snowbirds. Stone Harbor down Sturgeon Bay. To our left front, of course, the U.S. Coast Guard. The Coast Guard underwent a major reorganization after 9/11. These folks now, instead of being organized under the Department of Transportation, now their headquarters is the Office of Homeland Defense off to our left.
Go that far, Carol. We had 12 feet. What's that got? Oh, that's. Shoreline. See that? Yeah, all the way. Rolls up when you pass everything. It's got two big.
Okay, hi, I'm Ron Trimberger, resident of Sturgeon Bay, and thank you for joining us here. As you can see in the back, Bay Shipbuilders, and you can see that some of the double hulls that are required on all boats now, commercial boats, for safety's sake, that there's no environmental damage if they would happen to ground someplace. And Bay Shipbuilder also builds ferry boats, barges, all the ore boats, and the boats come in here in winter. It's common to see 18,000-foot long boats in here, and they come in here to get refitted, repainted, upgraded in electronics, and also they have to have a safety check every 5 years. And so the Coast Guard, the whole Midwest Coast Guard commander is in Sturgeon Bay, and his whole crew, and so the inspection crew plus your other Coast Guard auxiliary are all stationed here in the Sturgeon Bay, and they take care of the Marinette, Menominee, and Manitowoc, and Cleveland. And so we're on the Okay, this is a beautiful downtown Sturgeon Bay. Okay, we have the historic bridge behind us, and which is going to be refurbished, and they're actually going to try to lighten it up. The modern engineering can design bridges that they'll still structurally be stronger, but actually be lighter, and so they can actually lighten this bridge up a little bit for us. You'll notice also the riffraff wall. Notice the stonework. The purpose of that is so waves will dissipate and they don't just bounce back into the harbor and cause the fishermen to rock and roll. And as years ago you had nothing but marshes around which did the same job and absorbed the shock of the waves. Now with us building breaker walls and boat docks and development, condominiums along the shorelines, we also have to not forget what Mother Nature used to do with its marshes, and so we build riffraff like this that's not piled up and down, it's that the water can break on it. in a mannerly, safe way.
All right, well, we're back in Sturgeon Bay, the Maiden Voyage of the Spirit of LaSalle. The vibe was great, the spirit was great, everyone seemed to have a good time. Roger, what were some of the comments that you'd heard from the passengers today?
The most frequently asked question is, will we do this again next Thursday? So I predict that the marketing model that Bob Rollo has developed here will be extremely successful. Wherever I go, people are talking about the Spirit of LaSalle and the positive impact this can have for tourism, not only here in Door County, but also over in Marinette and Menominee. This is probably one of the most exciting developments in the tourism industry that I've seen since I have had the good fortune of owning radio stations in Door County. So today was nothing but positive, and it proves again that when we have people with an entrepreneurial spirit like Bob, that people will respond positively.
Thank you, Roger.
I second everything of that and don't have anything more to say.
Well, this has been kind of not a long time running, but not the easiest to get up and going.
It's been a long, hard journey, but beautiful day and very successful. Thank you, Roger, and I think we're off to something very good.
All right, thank you. Sturgeon Bay Mayor Tom Vogley also joining us, and he had a chance to meet with some of the mayors over in Marinette, Menominee, and that was also a great opportunity, a ribbon cutting, which was also a nice ceremony.
Yeah, it sure was, and both the mayors are looking forward to coming back here in 2 to 2.5 weeks, and we're sure going to host a wonderful time for them over here in Sturgeon Bay too. And again, Bob, I think this is just a great opportunity for all three communities, and we look forward to it.
Well, I know that once we arrived, I really felt welcomed by the community over there, which was great.
Oh, they sure did welcome us. The chamber was there, a lot of different citizens, of course, the mayors and everyone else. So it was a great time. We walked the streets over there a little bit. We got a feel for the harbor and the different stores and community. And again, as I say, it's just a great day for it. We couldn't have had a more perfect day, and I'm looking forward to the future.
Absolutely. Sturgeon Bay Mayor Tom Vogley also joining us, Captains Carl and Michael. These are the guys that kind of are the behind-the-scenes guys, getting everything up and going. And was this a typical journey for you?
Yeah, absolutely. We, well, I'll tell you, it's a lot more special, I think, than our typical journeys, and probably a little bit more emotional for the captains and the crew of the Grandpa Woo and now the Spirit of LaSalle. We've had, as the Grandpa Woo 3, we've had 10 really good years with this boat, and there's a lot of memories, but it's nice to pass it on to a good owner and a good area, and we wish them all the success that we've had over these last 10 years.
Great. Yeah. And if there's something that you could add to get more Door County visitors to travel over on the ferry, what would you do to persuade them?
Oh, I don't know. You guys have done things the right way. This is beautiful. We've been in town two or 3 days now, and we've met nothing but nice people. It's beautiful here. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be part of the Spirit of LaSalle, and I'm glad Bob asked me to be a part of this with him.
All right, great. Captains Mike and Captain Carl, also Sturgeon Bay Mayor Tom Vogley, joining us here, and that's going to do it for us. Trips will be available in the upcoming weeks, so I encourage you to go ahead, go online. It's, I believe, www.spiritoflasalle.com, correct? Book your tickets and check out Menominee and Marinette. We want to thank Nick Frymuth for helping us out earlier in the day. Also, Petty Podgers, a guest host. We'd like to thank Laddie Chapman for running the camera for us, and Sebastopol for allowing this program to become available. That's going to do it for us here. I'm Karen Clement for DoorCountyDailyNews.com.